And what we're doing at the studio now, basically the studio just started as a very rundown rehearsal space that we renovated, and it's now state-of-the-art, professional. And we're looking to get some more bands in there, bands like yourselves, and singer-songwriter type things. We're just looking to get more acts in there and start getting more prospects from kind of the new kid on the block, so to speak. Not that reunited pop band, of course, but we're the new kids in town as far as that. But we're getting some really great sounds. I think your EP sounds great. The new Shame stuff, we're really proud of how it sounds. So we're just looking to get some people in there. So if people go to our shamemusic.com, if they go to that site, that's our MySpace, and right there on our top friends is the Fresh Valley Studios. So you can check us out through there and contact us if anybody's interested in a reasonably priced demo.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the quality is great too. How was it to record? Is the new album completely done yet, or are you guys still in the studio?
We're still recording. What we're doing this time around, we're actually releasing a series of EPs.
Okay.
And actually the first one, this Saturday at Quips, we're going to release that first one. Just to kind of get the name of the studio out there, too. We're calling it the Fresh Valley Sessions.
That was really funny, because Derek dropped off the 2 songs from the Fresh Valley Sessions. And I have to tell you that when we got done recording at your studio, and we went, back to our houses and everything, because our band's from kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
And we loaded them, because you guys gave us, the 1 CD, and we went back, to E-Town, and we burned a copy for all of us so that we could, listen to it ourselves, but then, show our families and stuff what we did. But we actually wrote on all of them Fresh Valley Sessions.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't know. I just thought when I saw it, I was like, is this really what they're calling it? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, that's so funny, because that's what we did too. And it was funny because I kind of am the one that called it that whenever I was, because I just am the one that sat down and started burning them. And the reason I did it is because that's what Dave Matthews Band always does with their pre-releases, is they call it like the Lily White Sessions, because that's the studio that they did stuff in. So
sure.
that's what popped into my head. So I just thought it was really funny. Sorry, that's kind of a sad sidebar there, but
no, it's very relevant.
Tell us a little bit more about the first EP that's coming out.
Yeah, the first EP, we're going to release it on Saturday, and it's going to have, there's 2 songs, 2 of the newer songs that you have there, Plastic Smile and The Weight. And I do want to mention, you mentioned Eric Shanley, who is the president of our street team for Shame. He does a tremendous job for us. And it's just one of those things that kind of happened. He was up at the studio one day on some sort of street team meeting, and then he was just hanging out afterwards, and Pete and I were writing a song. And Derek threw in a few ideas that really helped get the song to the finish line. So he actually has a co-write on The Weight. So when you guys hear The Weight, and also speaking of The Weight, while we're talking about it, if people go to shamemusic.com, that's our MySpace page, I just set it up so you guys can download The Weight for free, and I'm going to leave that up till tomorrow night as a free download.
Cool.
As opposed to a paid download. So all you E-Town folks can get in there, and if you're in class tomorrow and you can tell your friends, they can log on by the end of tomorrow night, and they can get that song for free. So they don't even have to shed any blood for it.
We really appreciate free music.
Yeah, college kids,
students,
I know. I remember.
That's what we do. So the show that you're playing at Quips Pub in Lancaster on Saturday night, that's at 10 o'clock, is that going to be kind of like a release party type thing?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to leave the streets and balloons at home, but it's not, I mean, since it's not a full-length CD, it's not going to be a big hoopla kind of thing, but, getting back to the EPs, that's a good question, because we're just going to release them as we go, and as far as the CD being ready, a full-length album from Shame is probably not going to be released till sometime next year, because what we're going to do is release these three or four song EPs as we go. Mm-hmm. We're going to be recording about 3 or 4 songs per month in our studio. Mm-hmm.
The great part is you have the ability to do that.
That's the thing, yeah. I mean, honestly, and I'm obviously not going to quote figures because it's tacky and there's no need for it, but I can tell you that for about half the money, maybe a little more than half the money that we spent to record our album, Brighter Than Gold, from 2005. For about a little more than half that money, we basically built our own recording studio.
Mm-hmm.
So as opposed to going that whole, getting signed thing that we went through with an independent label, it's not necessarily all it's cracked up to be in the end. So we now control our own fate. We have our own studio. We can generate income through that by having other bands come in and just, we're trying to, with you guys for the greater good, and we're just trying to build a sense of community in the area and just have the different artists come together and use the internet and as a powerful tool to reach people and, kind of help each other out as opposed to compete with each other. Just try and get everybody to listen to great music.
Yeah, I just want to, that's awesome. I just think that's a great thing to do that and have your own studio, and I bet you love it, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
That sounds like, it's just, if I was musically inclined, I'm not really, but if I was, I would love to do that. I mean, just helping people out, and it's just a great business decision as well, because I'm a business major. That's how I look at things now.
Oh, sure, okay, yeah. I can see that.
I don't know if Carl mentioned this. Where did you go to school?
I went to Millersville University.
All right, so not far from here.
So not too far, still in Lancaster County, and so that's where I went, and proud Marauder alumni. But yeah, E-Town's been great. We played a show with you guys, Carl. Was that last year? Or
Yeah,
the year
actually,
before?
Adam is the one that organized that show.
Oh, great.
So
Well, thank you.
Yeah, didn't you? With Shame? Or no? Was that? Oh, was Sweet? Oh, that was Sweet. Never mind. Adam didn't, but still good job, Adam.
Well, for those other shows that you organized, Adam, great job.
well, and I think it's not. I mean, it's definitely in the realm of possibilities, and I have full intentions, and we're going to do another Blue Jay Bash for WWEC, and I mean, we'd love it if Shane would come up and perform. I mean, but we don't have a date or anything like that set yet, but hopefully, working with this station, hopefully we can, we're obviously going to be playing the crap out of your guys' music, but we're also going to try to get you guys back to campus, because you guys were here last year. I think it went over really well, and it's not a bad drive from a lot of your fans in Reading and Lancaster and the local areas to come over to campus, especially because it's always a free concert.
Yeah,
So,
it was fun. We had a blast, and hopefully we can hopefully we can do that again and play live on campus and make some more fans there, and hopefully we can play with for the greater good.
Yeah. Well, speaking of colleges, after your Quips Pub performance on October 11th, on October 14th, at 6 o'clock, you guys are playing at Kutztown. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Up at Kutztown, it's actually going to be an acoustic duo show. So that's going to be, I'm going to get to stay home for that one. Pete and Mike are going to play that acoustic.
Cool.
Kind of a singer-songwriter kind of vibe, little storytellers type thing. Kutztown's been good to us. We've been playing there for years. We've done full band and duo shows there, but that one's going to be a duo.
Now, then, on October 26th, is it?
I think it's the
25th.
25th, yeah.
Tell us what's going on then.
We are going to be, and we are fortunate enough that this is not the first time, but we're going to be playing down at a Philadelphia Flyers game. Now, anyone that knows me knows that these are the days when I am on cloud nine, because I get to play with Shame and I get to be at the Flyers game at the same time. I'm a huge Flyers fan. So that's always a fun day for us.
What do you guys? Where do you play when you do that?
We play. I know a lot of people ask that. They say, "Well, how do they put you on the ice?" We actually play at the AT&T Pavilion, which is right there where they have the food and the bar there. So we just set up right there and play. Yeah. We play before the game. We play a few songs at each intermission, and then we play a post-game set.
That's awesome.
So it's great. I mean, they've been great to us. We actually started. It's interesting to mention because I don't know if you're aware, but it's the last year for the Spectrum. They're going to tear down the Spectrum after this season. So we got our start years ago playing at the Phantoms games at the Spectrum.
Okay.
And then it kind of parlayed over into the Flyers